So right off the bat, I'm just gonna go out and say it. Vegeta's 2 eyeballs were the real MVP of this episode, because holy shit, man. That dusty ass wind had his feet buried. Like they were literally submerged in dirt and dust. And his eyeballs were just popped right open with the wind blowing straight into them, getting all that shit in there. And he just keeps on keeping on. So this episode's MVP definitely goes out to those eyeballs. And hell, maybe those eyelids also deserve an MVP award, because they did not do crap with that dusty ass wind. So aside from all of that, this episode of Dragon Ball Super was without a doubt a filler episode. There was essentially no progression at all within the story of Dragon Ball Super itself. So yeah, it was pretty much filler. Like I could have honestly have skipped this episode and not given 2 shits about having skipped it and go straight into episode 16, which comes out like next week. But just because it's filler doesn't mean that it's bad filler. There were mainly 2 highlights of this episode that I really enjoyed. First highlight being, of course, when Hercule was describing to the people of Earth how he took on Beebus, not Beerus, Beebus, the god of destruction, and how he described himself turning essentially into what is a Super Saiyan. And in all honesty, I really would have liked it if Toei Animation really animated a fight between these two. Like they did it for like a good 10 seconds and it was actually not that bad of a fight. The animation was pretty solid when Beebus and Hercule as a Super Saiyan were going in. But I think it would have been kind of funny just to show like more of an epic side to Hercule in his like little fantasy between himself and Beebus, the god of destruction. So I think that was a missed opportunity, but either way, it was still pretty funny seeing that stuff. And then we get the aliens coming down to Earth, those dog guys. I think they're called the Sanuk or the Sates. I don't know. I don't give a fuck because I'm pretty sure we're not even gonna see them again. But of course, as things go with someone entering Earth's atmosphere, Hercule has to prove himself again in order to show everyone he is the true hero of the Earth. And I just found it funny where he's just like dialing up everyone he could think of. Like first he dials up Gohan, then he goes to Videl, and then he dials up Vegeta of all people. And I'm thinking to myself like, dude, you think Vegeta, first off, I don't even think Vegeta's gonna pick up the phone, or even one of his assistants. They're not gonna give 2 shits. Secondly, even if he did get the call, you think he's gonna fly all the way over there to save your ass? Like, to me, you have better luck with Gohan, Goku, Videl, shit, maybe Piccolo if he had a cell phone. I don't know. I'm doubtful with Piccolo also. But Vegeta, out of everyone, no fucking way. He was gonna tell you to fuck off and hang up the phone. He might not even say anything. He's just gonna press the end button on that shit and he's gonna hang up. But what a coincidence! Goku happens to be in the area trying to provide for his family by any means possible, by I guess mowing lawns, harvesting crops, I don't even know. Whatever he was doing in episode 1 of Dragon Ball Super is what he's basically doing now. But this leads into the second part of this episode that I fucking loved so much. Like literally, this part was just so funny. Like I had to pause the episode, and it's the scene where Goku has to like leave because Chi-Chi sees him and he's telling Satan to like, yo, punch me in the face. And you know, Hercule naturally goes, Satan punch! He knocks him away and Goku flying away, pretending to fly away. I thought it was funny at first, a little bit funny. And then he lands outside of the arena and I thought he was gonna stay there. But he keeps on going, like he picks up the tractor and he keeps on flying away like, ah! And just to me, that was just so fucking funny because I wasn't even expecting it. It was just something straight out of another type of anime. Like I honestly wouldn't see Dragon Ball doing this type of humor. Like, I don't know, it just caught me off guard. Is basically what I'm saying, and I just enjoyed it. I had to pause the episode because I was laughing too fucking hard at that scene where Goku just flies away, picks up his tractor, and keeps on flying away to wherever he has to go away from Chi-Chi. But aside from that, I noticed another thing with Chi-Chi, and that Piccolo was helping her with the groceries, and I didn't mind that at all, but it's the fact that I know this is a joke. I know it's supposed to be mildly funny, get a quick laugh out of the audience, but Piccolo is struggling with carrying groceries on his back. Like, he's hunched over, he's walking slowly. Fucker could be flying for all I care. Like, but he's on the ground, struggling, back hunched over, beads of sweat down his face, and it's like, what? This guy has the power to destroy a planet, lift up cars, fling them anywhere. This guy is fucking powerful, and he's struggling with a hunched back carrying groceries. What? And again, I know this is a joke. It's not meant to be taken seriously at all whatsoever, but I just noticed that I'm like, I don't mind comedy with the strong powerhouses of the series. I don't mind it at all, but I at least want it to be consistent with what's going on. Like, maybe Piccolo could be flying with the groceries and he gets the beads of sweat because it's like, oh man, this is kind of stupid. Why the fuck am I doing this for Goku's wife? Or hell, even just eliminate the beads of sweat and show Piccolo just standing straight up. Like, he just seemed like he's struggling with minimal weight on his back. And it just bothered me a little bit, but not too much because, again, it was a comedy snippet. So I'm not really gonna bash this episode just for that. And what else happened? What else happened in this episode? Oh, that Nico Majin Easter egg towards the beginning of the episode. Like, Majin Buu was actually reading like a pamphlet, and there was a Nico Majin Easter egg right on the cover. For those of you who don't know Nico Majin, it was like another short spin-off that Akira Toriyama did during the serialization of Dragon Ball. I think it was after the serialization of Dragon Ball. I'm not entirely sure, but it kind of had the same elements of Dragon Ball Z. Like, it's like this blue fat cat thing that looks a little bit like Majin Buu and can power up, and I think it could turn Super Saiyan, and it's just weird. I just saw the Easter egg and I thought, wow, Toys actually doing Easter eggs. That was actually pretty cool. But aside from that, not much happened in this episode. Again, it was mainly a filler episode, and it was just to get a quick laugh or a break between last week's episode and what we're getting next week. Because next week, we are getting the training between Whis and Goku and Vegeta, or at least what led up to the training between Whis and Goku and Vegeta, because again, I really want to see how all that stuff meddled out, because when Resurrection F came out, there was this gap between Resurrection F and Battle of Gods, where somehow Whis got a hold of Goku, Vegeta, or the other way around, and they're like, yo, train me, and I'm pretty sure there was like some ordeal that had to go underway, because again, Vegeta went Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, towards the end of Dragon Ball Resurrection F. So I really want to see the in-between stuff that they didn't show in those two movies. So definitely looking forward to next week's episode and how it's all going to turn out. But aside from that, this week's episode, I'm probably going to give it, I'm going to give it like a 6.5 out of 10. And that's not a bad score, because again, it was filler, but it wasn't shitty filler like 3.5. Like, why the fuck am I watching this? Because I was able to watch this and I got a few, like 1 or 2 laughs watching it. And if it got me to laugh, because that was the intention of the episode, it was a comedy episode. And if you got me to laugh, you had to have succeeded in some way. So I'm going to give it a solid 6.5. I feel like 7's too generous. I think 6.5 is a fair score. Okay episode, just not really what I wanted out of Dragon Ball Super, but still got me to laugh, enjoyed it at least a little bit. But let me know what you all think in the comments below. Did you find that one scene with Goku hilarious? Because again, that shit had me rolling. I don't know why. Like, looking back on it now, it's probably like the dumbest thing that happened, but I just found it so fucking funny. But let me know what you all think. I really want to hear your thoughts. If you thought this filler episode was good, subpar, great, I really want to hear what you have to say. But that's pretty much all that I have for this video. If you enjoyed it at all, if you could leave a like down below, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, well, there you go. You got a subscribe button right there. Click the subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all my content and whatever future stuff I have in store for you guys, because, oh, I got quite a bit. I'm Mr. Ajax, and as always, people, stay beautiful.